And welcome back, everybody. We're about to move on. Match number 3, with the action coming thick and fast this morning from the last 64 of Pro Series 7. And this one's an interesting matchup. 𝗏𝗏𝗃, one of the best youngsters in the game, really making waves now as he moves through the pro ranks, up against a very, very good friend of his in John Chambers, who's having a very good first year as an Ultimate Pool pro. But John's been around a long time. He's been a professional pool player for a long time. Just his first year with Ultimate Pool, and he is having success, as in he keeps making finals. He would love to have that breakthrough, maybe this weekend, but he's got a tough one here against Kyle, and a tough matchup for them both as they are so close, but they know that's one of the things they have to deal with and go through, and they'll do it many, many times before and going forward. There's Kyle with the first break and makes a ball, but no chance. A tactical exchange here to start the match off. First frame or two can always be key in these timed matches. If you are just joining us for the first time, it is 50 minutes race to 8. And you get one or two clock killers, and that 50 minutes can fly by. Neither player wanting to take it on right now. Also, if you are just joining us for the first time today, very warm welcome. Also, we've had some big results already. The biggest of them all, of course, our #1 player, Tom Cousins, has fallen at the first hurdle. Has been a bit of a feast or famine year for Tom. He's either early exits or wins the tournament. He lost out to Zach Cooper 8 frames to 3. A tough loss for Tom Cousins, which opens the door a little bit for Declan Brennan to edge closer as the #1 player. Remember, those two played the last Pro Series final, and it went down to a buzzer beater from Tom to retain the #1 ranking. And Declan Brennan is who we will see next up. He's taking on Matt Cook. That's the next match here on the main feature table. We lost another big champion. Last time we were here, actually, in Wigan, Stevie Dempsey was a winner, and he's lost at the first hurdle as well, losing out to Joe Prince. And as I tell you, those couple of scores, John Chambers looks like he's in to take down the opening frame. As we welcome back Tony the Basher Holgate to commentary.
Good afternoon, Simon.
I had to refrain myself from calling you the Tiger after the fun and games of Kansas City, where the crew did you dirty. But
again,
but yeah, I'll let John take this on and finish it. But I'll have a think. I want to ask you, what's it like to play good friends out there? You know, can you just put all that to us, aside?
Never had a problem with it because I haven't got any friends for a start. So
teed you up for that one. So.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. John,
it doesn't matter because you'll play. There's that much at stake. That's out the window for the duration of the 50 minutes you're out there playing your opponent. He's just an opponent.
Yeah.
I don't even look at and I had a lot of mates on the pool tour, and you're going to play them. At each event you'll play one of them.
Yeah.
And you just sit there and don't look at them. I just do not look at them and look at the balls.
But I think the thing for these two in particular is they're very different ages. You know, I think John's about 40, I think. I don't know if he's just past 40 or just before. And Kyle's in his early 20s. It's very different age groups, but they have a really good bond, and they're from the same area, and win or lose this match, obviously the loser's going to be very disappointed and has to deal with that. But they will support each other for the rest of the tournament. You know, they are going to.
They're great mates.
That's, you know, it's
the thing with these two is they're really nice guys as well. I mean, John's
the point,
just such a lovely bloke. He really, really is. And I know John a lot of years. I played with John, and such a good player. Kyle, you know, he's one of the youngsters that's come through, and obviously great friends with John, and obviously Rob as well, John's brother, and they all come from the neck of the woods, Derby. And I think when you're playing, what you try and do is don't look at your mate over the other side. I tend to sort of just stare at the table, look at the floor, just concentrate on, you know, try and win the match. It's just another match.
Yeah, easy to say. You can, every now and then it can be a factor.
That determines you are and how selfish you are, to be fair.
I mean, to be a top player, you've got to be selfish, haven't you? You've got to be able to do that. How has that worked out for Kyle? He's had to. It's not ideal to leave these two as your last two. You never really wanted to go back to back on these two.
Put it this way, Simon. Is he that good a friend you'd rather he beat you than you win yourself?
No. Normally you want to beat your friends more than anybody else.
Absolutely. And there's your answer.
Yeah, exactly. They're the first people you want to beat. Wow. Is that a clever shot? No, because he's going in off. He's just given away the frame. Here's 𝗏𝗏𝗃. So John Chambers misses a bad ball. He's still going to win the opening frame here.
Doesn't count you, my mate. I'll let you off that one.
Yeah, he's not done that. He's not done that because they're friends, that's for sure. And that will probably frustrate him. You know, we're talking a couple of years. You know, we're in year 5 now. So, and he's been close. It's not as that he's had one down year. The rest of the time he's been there or thereabouts in, you know, tournament after tournament, and yet to. So I imagine there's an element of frustration building for Sean. Also, so you're playing Ricky Jones, who went so well on Monday night, come through in the Pairs Cup. Tricky layout in the opener, tricky layout in the second frame as well. This is one not to get too excited about. I suppose there's only one bad yellow, but it is well protected on the right-hand side.
Could go in now. Could play the yellow into the centre, left-hand side, bottom rail, low the left hand, spin, take the cue ball into the yellow and those two reds on the right-hand side. I think I'd be tempted to go in now because he should be landing on something else as well. Tried to and went a bit deep. He's going to, well, I thought for a minute he's going to pot 2.
Do you think he was going bottom? Because it makes sense to go bottom rail, because you're kicking it into the table rather than down towards a block pocket. But it was almost, maybe really it was like arcing towards it directly, which wouldn't have really worked for him.
Well, you don't want to push it towards the red over the bag.
He's got another opportunity here to get to it, but can you move it enough to get it on? Well,
that's handy, but then he's just put a red over the top of the yellow in the middle. But I think you can get to that one, though.
There's not much room. But it's less of a problem than the previous one, which he has solved.
Should we play the one down the rail now into the bottom left? Now, how far can he dig this cue ball at the table? She wants to move it. Oh, he has moved it, but look where he stuck the cue ball. Ouch. A look up to the heavens there from Kyle, because that is now a major problem. Already gave John Chambers, his buddy, a gift in the opener. As John looks on, expecting another present to come his way very shortly. No good just hitting this, he's got to pot it. That's unlucky. It's a good effort. And the reason he played it so slow, because he wasn't bothered about hitting the rail, he knew he just had to pot it.
Yeah, you have to risk missing it. If he was just had to hit that ball, you'd hit it, you know, at least 9 times out of 10. You know, he was trying to catch it thin, which is why he ultimately missed it, and he only missed it by a whisker. So it is an opportunity for John Chambers to counter here, and
I was going to talk about John for a minute with you, Simon.
Yes.
Have you ever met a player so positive, even in defeat, and in just being around a pro pool arena?
I met John for the first time in 2014, so 11 years ago. He was playing in a World Championships, a black ball event. He actually lost in that one to Gareth Potts, but I remember seeing him around the venue and met him, and just thought, what a nice guy. He's always a bubbly character, always got a smile on his face, always got time for everybody, and he's always positive about everything. And obviously he's an unbelievable competitor on the table as well. That match with Gareth just sticks in my mind, as it was so entertaining to watch. It was the first time I really kind of got to meet him, and he is so positive. It's fantastic.
Yeah, about 2006-07 I first met John. When I went back into the IPA professional body the 3PO from IPA, which is back in the day then of the old WEPF and the old rules, so we're going back quite a way. But I first met him at that very first event, and I think we were mates inside 10 minutes. It was just like, what a nice guy. Yep. And his brother Rob as well.
Yeah, they're both fantastic.
Great guys. And this is tidy from John, but Kyle will be ruining missed chances.
Yeah, he really should have got the counter clearance. And I know he had to do a little bit of work on the bottom right hand side, but got to get those counter clearances and punish the mistake. John's been let off the hook.
Well, John Chambers, 2 to the good. See, and this is a difference. See, I wouldn't do this so much back in the day. Here we go. John will talk to Kyle and vice versa, but I would never do that.
I feel Kyle needs to get these just to settle into the match. He's not had the best of starts. Small margins out there, of course, but these are there. He's not going to get underneath the yellow to play it to the centre pocket, so he's going to have to accept it long, and he's on the cushion as well, so might not be right behind this unless he can really dig, which he could. And Kyle Cope is on the board. He'll feel an awful lot better. for that. Good victory for another champion this year, 𝗠𝗁𝗃𝗵𝗆. Tight match that. Over on, I think it was table 3. You may have watched that if you were jumping around the tables. He beat Jez Graham 8-7.
Oof, he was 2-0 down and then went, I think, 7-4 up, did Sean?
Yeah, so a good victory for Sean, who's now just getting in amongst the titles more regularly than, you know, he's always there or thereabouts in the top 10, but now he's adding to his CV with titles. Big danger for this weekend again. He'll take on Eddie Barker in the next round. The over 50s world champion, Eddie Barker. Very good victory over Lee Kendall in the final there for Eddie. To get himself the over 50s. He beat Brian Halcrow in his last 64 match, so he'll now take on 𝗠𝗁𝗃𝗵𝗆. All these results are available on Ultimate Pool TV. Keep up to date with everything that's going on, every tournament, and there are lots of them.
What about Tom going out early doors into Zach Cooper?
He's having a hot or cold year, isn't he? He's winning titles. He's still the #1 player, although Declan and himself have separated from the field a little bit. They're the two standouts on the rankings now. But he's having, I think, half the tournaments this year he's lost first round. He's still won more tournaments than everybody else.
Yeah, I remember Josh Jahaz has done for him.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah, twice.
Twice. You know, he's had some.
Josh Jahaz likes to draw him.
Yeah. So if you keep winning.
Yeah. Well, these look very nice, these reds for John Chambers.
Yeah. Which makes the new balls, Tony? First time you've commentated with them. They were unveiled at the Monday night show in the Pairs Cup. I'm
going to say what I really think. I love them. When I played with them at Red Hill.
Yeah, you obviously had an early look at them. Yeah,
I did have an early and play with them on this cloth as well.
Yeah,
I just think they just stand out and they look immaculate for me. Spoke to a few guys around the room last night. Andy Appleton, for once, who's one of the players that I used to play with, and he was England captain for years. I said, "What do you think of him?" And he's a club owner. He said, "I absolutely love them." He said the cloth is the best cloth he's ever played on in his entire 40-year career.
Sounds like he's about to drop an awful lot of money. We're getting new cloth, new tables, new balls.
He's got them all. He's got Russell Apollos. I think he's got 3 or 4 Russell Apollos in his club in Yorkshire. They've all got this cloth.
Oh, John. He's going to have to pull out a big shot now.
But a lot of the guys, they love them. I think you have to see them up close and play with them. It's all right looking at a picture, with a set of balls in a box from afar. When you get actually on the table, you actually see them up close and personal. They look really nice. I love them.
Beautiful piece of cueing from John.
Awesome shot.
Just to recover the situation that he created for himself. One more good bit of cueing, but natural cue ball, which is the key to this one. All the energy can be on the pot.
Lovely little shot there from John. It's easy to hit those very thick and miss those. Not John Chambers. And this for 3-1.
Yeah, standards ramping up in the match now. A couple of mistakes for each side of the table in the opening 2 frames. I hope Charlie goes well, because I'd love to see him go up the rankings, because he's such an entertaining player to watch.
He was doing very well in the flyer last night. He didn't get over the line. I'll tell you who won the main flyer last night was Ryan Bazzani.
Yeah. The P.
Yeah. Beat Matt Cook in the final.
That was a beautiful break from Karl Cope. Just beautiful connection. Look at that, right up the middle of the table. Just not overhitting it, not over ripping it, just power straight through. Beautiful. And this is the reward you get. And if you're a professional pool player and you're offered a layout like this, you'd take it every time. There's work, but there's nothing to break out. It's just the pattern. Just seen a score come across my eye as Kyle works out what he wants to do, and it's relevant because it's Rob Chambers has got the victory over Cole Bedford in a deciding frame. They went hill 7-7, and Rob got the business done to make it 8-7. He will go on and play Ben Doyle, who had a very comprehensive win over Luke Gilbert earlier on this morning over on table 2.
There's a few comebacks today out of nowhere. There's Rob Chambers, John's brother, fellow professional.
It's also a tough one for... Oh, that's a loose one from Carl. He's come way too far down the table. He's going to have to dig himself out with 𝗧𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃.
Tough shot, top right.
I was just about to say for Rob, because Rob's does coaching and helps out the youngsters, and he's been a part of Carl's journey, and more so than John has, and so he'll obviously have some split loyalties and supporting out there.
Yeah, it's true, very true. I think it's safe to say they come as a trio now. That's their stable, if you like. That's a lovely shot there.
Oh, is the red going to get in the way?
But as the cube will come fine, I think he can pot the yellow cleanly into the corner. I think he can, which means he can pull back and play the other one into the centre next.
Beautiful recovery, that. Oh, he's got the wrong again. Ooh. It's almost like he hit that came across it a little bit.
Yeah, too much.
Now he's got too much angle. You can still pot the ball, but you can't hold. And the double's not on.
I think he has to drop behind it and play it in the same middle pocket.
What about playing a control cannon into the red on the inside of it?
Yeah.
You sort of flick a little bit of side on and just get that full ball. There you go. Beautiful shot again. But he's still digging. He's got room here, but...
Yeah, he's obviously got to get the cables going up to the top of the table. Now there's that red ball that's in the centre of the top rail. Is that going to come into the equation? He should be able to screw past it. So to the left-hand side of it,
he got the side on.
He went the dangerous side.
Wow. There's some good shots in this one.
I'd have dug a bit deeper and tried to come wider of that red at the top, but that's perfect.
Yeah.
He's pulled out a right finish here as Kyle.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very good. Yeah,
I like that. That's worth a little round of applause, that one.
Yeah. Oh, how do you feel about a finish like that as a player? Like, you can see the smile on his face, because as a player, when you get that layout, you should be finishing that frame. He had essentially just had to mind his work in the bottom left-hand corner.
And it all ended up on the seat of his pants.
And then he was having to dig and dig. So you kind of sit in your chair and you're like, oh, I've played some shots there. Or you sit in your chair going, why did I let it get that? It's one of those half full, glass half full, half empty situations.
It is. You're thinking to yourself, I can't get hold of this cue ball and keep it in the right place. Yeah. And like you say, on the other hand, you think, well, it doesn't matter because I'm not missing anything. Yeah. I'd rather not miss.
Well, yeah, whatever it takes to get back to your chair with the frame on the board. Yeah, I'm with you.
I'd rather be potting. I should rephrase that.
Yeah.
I'd rather be potting extremely well than my positional sense be at its optimum, let's say.
What I like is that we get some high quality commentary from you, Tony.
Right.
You'd rather not miss. It's the insight we're getting here. Every poor
as opposed to miss. Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah. Another good break. He's getting through the ball beautifully, but oh dear, no reward. No reward here.
Could he get through to the red up into the top right? That's cue ball through the gap of yellow and black. Ooh. I'm not sure he can.
No, he can't.
He's having a look.
There's nothing here.
No.
And it's difficult to play safe.
I think you just got to roll onto the yellow at the bottom of the table. Well, you can't.
Yeah, you're leaving the one right centre.
In the middle, yeah.
You're leaving something I don't see where you play safe. He looks like he's going to get creative.
Well, what he has done is created a chance for Kyle.
Yeah, maybe he was trying to get that and try and make it a mess up there more, but he's kind of opened it up a little bit. Although Kyle might not have the easy opener. If you can't see the one to right centre.
Plant at the top.
Yeah, is the yellow in the way?
No, I don't think it is. I mean, also could he play the red ball along the rail up into that corner? Whatever happens, we're going top left. Have to. Fancies a big pocket with this one.
Yeah, played that beautifully.
Oh,
that's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. I'll be happy enough for this. Every ball goes. I think the red that's furthest towards the right-hand side, top right, it does go. It may not be the full pocket, but the yellow hasn't gone in to block it too much. In fact, you can play on it straight away. all about that first shot. You got to feel for John a little bit, but probably was something better there for him. I guess he tried to make a mess. Not a big enough one. Carl rolls them in, and we are all square through 6. This match is building nicely. Another match in this session right now. Zach Shepherd and Shane Thompson are battling it out. Currently 7-5 to Zach Shepherd over the former #1 player. Zach's had a quietly good year, as a solid year as a first-year professional. Plenty for him to build on as he goes into year 2. Winner of that match will take on Chris Melling in the next round.
Ooh, nice.
You may get to see that.
Zach had a good run in the World Championships, actually. Eventually losing out to Eddie Barker, and Eddie Barker made a ridiculous comeback. I think from 5-4, no more 5-1 down or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was more than that. Wasn't it 7-2 at one stage?
Could well have been.
7-2, first to 8?
Yeah.
Or first to 9? Something like that. First to 9, I think it was at the time. It's quarterfinals.
It's a hard one, that, yeah.
Yeah, quarterfinals. Good run for Zach, though. Certainly working hard on his game. Here's the Welshman. Just came across that one a little bit more than previous couple of breaks, and he's going to be dry because of it. Right at the top of the table's awkward. Is it blocking the yellow? Is there a chance on yellows here for John? Delicate one in the middle if he wants it. Actually, it's not that delicate. Does the yellow at the top of the table pass the top right? In which case you can see a way of dealing with the 3 at the top, and then it's just about the transition. Yellows are an option here. He could just play safe, of course. Fairly routine safety this time.
Could play reds. Red in the middle.
Just the red at the top's tough, isn't it? Or does this yellow go from here?
Ooh.
Tricky.
Well, he's seen his lead evaporate, John Chambers, and he might find himself behind when Carl Cope leaves the table, because I think the genuine chance here on yellows for Kyle to make this 3 in a row and get himself 4-3 up.
Used it all, but
yeah, both jaws.
And he's caused a little bit of an issue on the right hand side, or more than a little bit of an issue. I think the only ball he can pot is the one at the top. He might be able to play yellow off red in the right centre. Not sure if that helps him.
That's really nicely done there by Carl.
Did help him because he could create the angle to do the nudge as well. Now the chance looks good. You feel one more good shot just to get in between the 2 yellows at the bottom, and then should be playing sailing. Don't think he's got the angle to do it now. If he tries it now, he could easily end up on the yellow and not in between them.
Yeah, I like this. Drops this in the middle now. Little squeak of right hand side and just pops the cue ball down past the 8 ball. And if he could drop right in between those 2 yellows on the bottom rail, that would be ideal for Kyle.
I don't think the yellow at the top of the table is brilliant for the last ball, though. Obviously, it has to be now. Just because the red in the middle of the table just plays big, quite a big blocker, really.
Yeah, they want a bit more angle on this. I'd want to get the cue ball as close as that yellow at the top as possible.
Makes getting on the 8 ball a lot easier.
I mean, you've got a fair gap to get in, but in a greedy mind, you want to be a bit closer than just leaving the cue ball on the bolt line, playing it into the corner.
He's probably got a 2 cushion line to get right up to the top of the table if he wants it. It's quite open, back past his hand.
Yeah. Now, the danger with this shot, and I've seen it time and time again, is you play this gently, you play it with side, and it just dies on the bottom rail, and you'll leave yourself stuck behind a red. So you've almost got to sort of punch it with right-hand side and make sure you get the spin and over to past that red.
Yeah, back where it is now would be perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
He's happy enough. To us, it looks tight, but he's happy. You can tell with the body language straight away.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a deceiving angle we get from here, and we do miss a few balls that you think can't go, and they do. But Kyle Cope, 3 in a row.
Yeah, in front now for the first time, 4-3. Not let the mistakes of the opening couple of frames come back and cost him. He's playing some good stuff out there now. And dealing with problems as well.
I think, you know, going back to what you said earlier, Simon, as well, you know, do you prefer to be able to pot well or your position because of that? Let's say the seat of his pants finish, he had the first one, and he's moved on from there, and he's built in confidence.
Yeah, it's all about, I think the best players find ways to make the game easy, and then they look like they're not playing any shots. You know, when Tom goes on and wins tournaments, you know, well, of course he won the tournament. He had great finish after, you know, easy layout after easy layout after easy. No, he made it an easy layout because he controlled the cue ball and he had his pattern and he made it easy. Whereas other players that, and I'm not criticising 𝗠𝗁𝗏𝗏, but he's a prime example for me. When he plays well, there's a lot going on, and you're like, well, that was a great shot. That was a great shot. He doesn't simplify the game in the same way that the greats do. He can obviously still go on and win tournaments. He's proven that, but that's how he would go on, and other players would go on to improve themselves, I think, anyway.
Yeah, certain players like to take risks that maybe the likes of Tom Cousins and Declan don't take. That, you know, and like you say, the way they manage their patterns, the way they get the manoeuvre the cue ball around, almost like Steve Davis back in his heyday, in his pomp, where you think, oh, he never plays a hard shot. That's because his position is that good.
I didn't know
in his table management, he never put himself in that position where he's got to play something daft.
I didn't know he played that much ball, to be honest with you.
I'm going to bet snooker. Come on, Simon. Give me a break.
Obviously, he did play a little bit of Moscone, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
Played Maltese Joe at pool back in 19, God knows what. World of Sport, that was. Late 70s or early 80s.
Oh, really early then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pre-finishing in the snooker world.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Best of 3 that took about 4 hours playing the old rules. Right, this is a breakout ball.
Yeah, this is the trickiest layout since the opening 2 frames. Let's see if he can go about it any better this time round than he did early on. Now that he's in rhythm, too much side.
Let's have a look to see if the red goes off the yellow into the centre. If it does, he's okay.
I think he does. I think he's been a little bit fortunate there.
Ooh. Now then, has he bumped that yellow further enough away from the red over that bottom right? Does it go? Or is it concern for Kyle Cope? I think I mean, I look at it there and I don't think it goes.
No, it doesn't look like it's a chance. And he tried to use a bit of the pocket there. Looks like John's attacking. He does have some problems at the bottom left, down by the cue ball now. And the reason I kind of reference that is he's opening up Kyle's ball for him. But he's going to take the positive approach here. I was wondering whether there was a delicate loss of turn available.
I'm wondering if he plays the yellow off this red now that's over the bag, pushes that red to the top of the table, then play the loss of turn across the bottom rail.
No, I think he's just going all out.
Okay, do that then.
Yeah, he's just all out. Angle to develop.
Fabulous shot.
Yeah.
I mean, mega attacking. But it's tricky still.
I think you've been commentating with me too long, Tony. You're trying to pick out safety shots.
Yeah, you just dampened everything about me. I used to have so much fun and vigour for the game, and you just took it all away from me.
Back when you used to play, you wouldn't
grinded me down.
I could tell you if you were out there's no way you were thinking safety. Oh, John's just overhit that. He wanted to be on that ball, not bumping into it. And he's caused himself an issue. He may well have to find the safety now. Delicate loss of turn and hide the white. Should retain control of the frame if he gets this shot right. Which he does really well. Beautiful.
Super shot. Tap of the table there from Kyle in appreciation. I'm sure he's not happy to be there, but he understands what a good shot that John Chambers has just played. And there you see Kyle's thoughts. Side rail, top rail. Behind it, is he going to play the swerve straight into the top row? He's going for the swerve, I think. A little dig with side, try and kick this red back into the middle. Not a bad effort, but this is John's big chance now to get back level.
Pressure on it though. Two on the left-hand side. Need some attention.
Got to
go though.
Full-blooded. Hit this, screw back into that yellow and push it over the middle. John's not scared, he'll play that shot. Can't believe he was scared.
I like it. I like the way he's going, because I think he's going to take this one top left now.
I like screwing back into it.
Because if you get right behind these, you just feel like you can't miss them. On these perfect tables, this just feels very comfortable. And then everything's natural. Got a commentator next to me screwing their face up with disappointment.
I preferred kicking the ball over the middle. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, very nicely done by John. To be fair, I mean, the reason I play because I wouldn't back myself to knock that one in up the rail, the long route.
Oh, John. You're okay. A little bit more on this than it needed to be.
Yeah, plenty of power into his last shot there, John Chambers. But a man of this ability on the pool table, you know, will not miss that black.
Wow. I mean, that actually started 3 balls out. 3 balls out from, because once he'd made the one, when he actually made the one to top left, he overscrewed it down to the bottom of the table, which then left him thin on the next ball, which meant he had more distance. So it just sort of sent him down the path, but I never for 1 second thought he'd miss that 8 ball.
Oh, short.
Yeah, he's going to get a second opportunity. That was tough because Kyle couldn't pop that. So trying to get the cue ball to the top cushion or a little bit further up to at least stop John from being able to pot it. John's not taking it on.
Playing safe. Oh.
Maybe he did get far. That just looked, it was thin. Obviously, it was harder than the one he's just missed.
Do you think because he missed the one previously that it's put him off?
Maybe, but maybe he just felt he could get the snooker and he's guaranteed then, rather than, you know, what, 8 out of 10 pot, 7 out of 10 pot maybe. He's still going to win the frame though, you feel, with that missed red from Kyle Cope.
Well, a strange ending to that frame. It does go the way of John Chambers, so we are tied here at 4 each.
Yeah, and this is the arena we're in. Quite a few tables in this room. There's another 60 in the room next door. And this is where all the pro action in the main will happen. There'll be other games going on in the background there. You can see just to the left-hand side is where the tables 2, 3, and 4, which you can also tune in and watch. Tell you that we did reference the Zach Shepherd-Shane Thompson match. Zach has completed victory there, so he is going to go on and play Chris Melling in the next round.
Big win for Zach.
Yeah, very big, but the reward is Chris Melling.
Thanks.
Yeah. Chris is running out of time to get his first title of 2025.
Yeah.
He has won every year with Ultimate Pool. This would be his first year without. Of course, he's the only player that can continue that sequence. The last remaining player for that.
Well, in off the break from Kyle. I think that's the first one I've seen today. In off. A few drives, but I've not seen an in off. Disappointment on the face of Kyle Cope. There's John Chambers, comes out of his chair. Now, can he put some sort of run together like he did earlier in the match? Try and make a surge for the finish line. The Reds look very nice indeed. And you fancy him to complete the finish here to go 5-4. What have you done there? He's okay. I think he can just come cushion first. Or can he?
Oh, he looks happy. It doesn't look on the camera, but must be.
Well, well, well. What?
He actually could get there easily. He hit that quite thick in the end. Yeah, I know we've had some good finishes from the break, and we've had some, you know, we've seen Kyle have to dig a couple of times, but by and large, through the whole match, both players have kind of struggled with the cue ball just a touch here and there, haven't they?
Yeah, unbelievable.
Now, as we tick into the final 15 minutes of this one, you feel this is a pivotal frame.
Not where he wanted to land. And John Chambers might get a reprieve here. Can he play the yellow, obviously, onto the red and get the yellow to go in behind?
Well, even if he makes it, it'll still work everywhere else. I think this is high tariff. Now, that's step one.
Got the angle.
If he was able to get to the bottom of the cue ball, you feel so much happier here.
Yeah.
He's got, because that yellow on the left-hand side doesn't double. So it's a big problem ball.
Yeah, you got to play for the yellow next to the black now.
I suppose you could play a similar shot to John in the previous frame where you play underneath that yellow. Little bump here, if he can see it. No, he's going to have to play the double, I think.
Yep, double in the corner, nothing else. Screw back as well. Dangerous as well, because even if you make the double and you play a screw shot, if you don't get the weight of that right, you could be in trouble. I don't know whether he might just stop the white dead and accept a very thin cut. Should he make the double, by the way?
Which he hasn't. Disappointment for the youngster. I do think both players will you know, obviously we're going to get a few words with the winner of this match. I think one of the questions will be, you know, it felt like both of them are struggling with the cue ball just enough. They are still good enough to make finishes, but they're getting themselves into trouble because of the cue ball. Not got the pace of the table by the looks of things.
This is 5-4 for Chambers. And it goes. John sneaks in front as Kyle goes for a comfort break.
As we are back underway, as John Boy gives it a bit of a sledgehammer and goes in off. Is this another twist? This is John looking for 3 in a row, having lost 4 in a row.
Second shot off, play. Extension call.
Nice position now for John. 8-ball right centre for a 6-4 lead in a very important time in this match, and in it goes. And Chambers has delivered a huge blow there to Kyle Cope. Now leads 6 frames to 4. So just 2 away from winning the match. So Kyle now in a must-win situation. try break from 𝗘𝗃𝗃𝗵, so now a chance for John Chambers to inflict some real damage. Leads 6-4 and he's at the table. But he's missed by a long way. Well, well, well.
It's going to get 𝗦𝗫𝗄𝗃 even more than it has been, really. 15 seconds a shot. Carl will be disappointed to be down, considering he found a rhythm out there. Took out a few good finishes. Never really felt he had the cue ball, but he was playing well enough. He's let John off here and there. I think he's made more mistakes than John in the match. That's why he's behind. Trying to make it happen. It's not quite.
Just that clip on the ball going on the way up. Stopped it going into that little cluster full pelt. Has another chance here to try and get this out. Ugh, that couldn't have come out any worse for Kyle. He's got the ball out, but sent the cue ball behind the yellow. Well, he's played a legal shot, but it does hand the table to John Chambers. And what can John Boy do from here? Safety for John Chambers.
It's a nice shot from Kyle, but I think he's left an escape route. Well, Kyle's doing a good job of keeping himself in this particular frame, but that is not doing a great job for the match. 2 behind, 5 to play. John needs to play the situation here, and that is to be patient. And if he was to lose this frame, lose it to a miracle finish and not gifting him an opportunity. Don't take it on yourself until it's certain. At some point, Kyle will have to do that. No golden breaks in play, remember, so he has to leave our worst way a minute, but ideally 2. Not his break next either. So all pointing towards John Chambers right now. He's going to have to find a way to go here, you feel. Really difficult. Don't know how you do anything with this right at the bottom, assuming it doesn't go. If it goes, then it's a genuine chance here, but it doesn't look like it does.
Well, this is last throw of the dice for Kyle. It must sneak in. He's digging deep. He's digging it, play on it.
Little flick would be nice. Oh dear.
The thing, what's happened with Kyle in the sort of second part of this match is when he has gone into balls, and they've always come out badly for him. Just hasn't had the little bumps and kicks.
Yeah, and he's not had the cue ball in the match, really. And that should be his final effort, really. He may get back to the table, but it might be 3 behind with a minute to play. He needs help if he's going to have any chance here, and he needs help from John to not take these out.
Me, look at it. What's the toughest ball? Yellow nearest to black, probably, just to get position.
Yeah, it's not a guarantee, is it? Argument to say you go up for it now, and you have a second bite at it.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I'd rather not leave it till last to get on there. I think now's the time because you've got that one over the bag.
He's decided not to. He could have just screwed it back on that line and
Yeah.
got onto it. Now he's... I mean, I don't like the one bottom right to get onto it either. Especially now.
No, I'm with you. Not often, but I am on this occasion. It just made perfect sense, didn't it? Because you had a safety net.
Yeah, and he's missed, and he's not. He wouldn't have got on the yellow either. So yeah, he missed a big opportunity. All he had to do was screw it back about another, well, about a foot more than he did, with a margin of error of about a foot as well. Strange one, and it just about keeps 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏 in this match, who will gratefully take frame 11.
Yeah, Chambers to break next, which is very important. In goes the black ball. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏 gets back to within 1, but he really should have been buried there.
Yeah, it should be 3, and it should be 3 with 2 minutes, and instead it's 1 with 2 minutes. So John is under pressure on his next visit to the table. If he breaks dry, he'll be sat in his chair sweating. If he makes a ball, of course, he can just control the frame. Doesn't necessarily have to win it, just has to control it.
Well, he's having a little laugh along with Carl, and probably Rob's in the crowd there, and I think he's explaining where he went wrong. Well, we know where that was. So big break now for John Chambers. Needs a ball. What have we got?
He's got a couple.
Couple of reds have gone. Oh, they look nice.
Yeah, pressure off. Just has to mind his work here and take out a few pots. Got to be careful. Just got to monitor the time. And does he have any? Yeah, he's got the one top right as an easy opener, and yellows are sitting pretty anyway. So you just go about the finish. You're going to use it. Naturally, going to use 15 seconds a shot. Now then. Oh no.
I think he can get through the gap at the bottom to play the yellow into the bottom right. So he goes through the gap of where the black is in those two reds. He's playing the long yellow into the bottom corner. Tricky shot. Made it. That's huge.
Very big. Because if he misses that, he's giving at least a table time. There'd have been a minute there for 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏. Now that's over. Simple yellow to follow. The match is essentially, barring something very silly here from John, over here.
Yeah, that's good enough. In fact, he should clear up the yellows. I'm sure he'll make every effort to do so as well.
Yeah, he won't. He doesn't like. I was just chatting to him with the previous match, and Josh obviously was playing clock, and he doesn't like it. He kind of, if they're there, he wants to pot them, but it's part of the game, and you have to kind of. You have to
Tell
do
that
that.
Stevie Dempsey.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, it is a big part of the game. But, so he will be trying to clear these up and let the referee rack the balls. But I think if he clears them up, I'd be very surprised if 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏 doesn't come forward and shake hands with only a second on the clock. Although we aren't going to see him finish anyway. John Chambers gets the job done. He wins a scrappy one against his good friend 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏. They both had their moments, good and bad, but in the end it is John Boy that gets over the line, books his place in the last 32 of Pro Series 7. We're going to go and hear his thoughts in a couple of moments' time. And then we have the number 2 player, Declan Brennan. He is waiting in the wings to start his campaign to become the number 1 player now that Tom Cousins is out. Declan Brennan gets underway after we have a few words with John.